You are listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report's Scoreboard Show, podcast number 249.1. Our update on what happened in high school, college, and professional sports in Central Indiana and beyond over the weekend. The Central Indiana Scoreboard Show airs every weekday around 1 o'clock.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengel.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whenever you've chosen to listen to the Central Indiana Sports Report, we thank you for spending part of your day with us. Today's April 28th, 2025. It's a Monday, so it's another day for the Central Indiana Sports Report. I'm your host, Greg Mengel, and I love Central Indiana sports, coming to you today from Madison Grant High School. Producer Susie is in the control room at headquarters in Jeffersonville. Coming up, we have so much. Pacers playoffs, NBA and NHL playoffs, NBA, NFL draft news, NL Central update, lots and lots and lots of high school and college track, golf, baseball, softball, tennis, rowing, water polo, and lacrosse. But first, this is the part of the podcast where I ask you to go to YouTube and please subscribe to our YouTube page. Just search Central Indiana Sports Report. It is easy to find. Also, Mike Rich, Michelle Garman, Cody Emerson, and I reacted to Game 4 of the Pacers-Bucks series Sunday night. That was released first thing this morning and is podcast number 248.3. Later Monday, we'll release our full NFL draft recap with Will Rutherford, Cody Emerson, and Michelle Garman. Coming up in the next couple of days, we'll have our Colts report with Eli Edwards, recapping the Colts draft picks, and the very popular weekly IU report with Grant Schaus, plus, of course, continued coverage of the Pacers. After a bad second half and a 117-101 loss to the Bucks in Game 3 Friday, the Indiana Pacers rebounded Sunday for a critical and dominating 129-103 victory in Milwaukee. The Pacers led throughout the contest, shot 60% from the field, had 36 assists on 50 baskets, held Milwaukee to 41.6% shooting, out-rebounded the Bucks 41-33, and had 8 players in double figures. Pacers head coach Rick Carlisle.
I thought our attention to detail was better in this game than the last. Our guys focused and concentrated. There were difficult stretches, but we stayed with our brand of basketball and did some very good things. And so, we've got to get home and get rested. The next game is 6 p.m. on Tuesday. It's a quick turnaround, and we're going to need to be ready, and we're going to need our fans to have Gamebridge, louder than it's ever been.
Miles Turner led the balanced attack with 23 points on 9 of 13 shooting, and Andrew Nimhard, who the Central Indiana Sports Report's Will Rutherford called the series MVP so far after the game, had 20 points. And Tyrese Halliburton finished with 17 points, 15 assists, and 8 rebounds. TJ McConnell, Obi Toppin, and Jarris Walker combined for 40 points off the Pacers bench. Turner said it was a great team effort.
Man, it's just the power of moving the ball, man. I think, after watching the film of the third quarter last game, I think that we didn't necessarily take bad shots, but this wasn't our brand of basketball. You know what I mean? I think that we did an amazing job of moving the ball tonight. And, when the ball hums like that, great things happen for us.
Giannis had game highs of 28 points and 15 rebounds, but was minus 28 for the game. Damian Lillard was injured in what appears to be an Achilles in the first quarter and didn't return, and probably won't even for the beginning of the 25-26 season. Before the Pacers and Bucks Sunday evening, the Timberwolves beat the Lakers 116-113 in the second straight close game in the series in Minneapolis. Minnesota now leads the Lakers 3-1. The Wolves outscored the Lakers 32-19 in the fourth quarter, and Austin Reeves' potential game-tying 3 at the buzzer missed. Anthony Edwards scored 43 for Minnesota. The Celtics are on the verge of finishing off the Magic after Sunday's 107-98 win in Orlando behind 38 points from Jason Tatum. And the Knicks went up 3-1 on the Pistons behind Karl Anthony Towns' late heroics in a 94-93 win in Detroit. An absolutely legendary performance from an all-timer ended the day Saturday. Steph Curry scored 21 of his 36 points in the second half and was absolutely sensational. And the Warriors' 104-93 come from behind win over the Rockets. Houston led almost the entire game and looked like the better team. Then Curry happened. He finished with 36 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 blocks, and a steal, and made play after play after play. I had to keep saying, "Hey, Susie, watch this one," as Golden State took a 2-1 lead in the series. Game 4 is late Monday on TNT, 10 p.m. tip. Oklahoma City finished off Ja Morantless Memphis with a 117-115 win Saturday. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scored 16 of his 38 points in the first quarter, and the Thunder held off a late Grizzlies rally. The Thunder will play the Nuggets or the Clippers in the West semifinals. That series is tied 2-2 after the Nuggets beat the Clippers on a crazy Aaron Gordon dunk at the buzzer. Nikola Jokic shot an air ball. Gordon grabbed it out of the air and dunked the ball as the buzzer sounded, and the red light went on. The Clippers had completed a 22-point fourth quarter comeback. Big Game 5 Tuesday at 10 on TNT. Cleveland opened Saturday's slate by putting a stranglehold on their series with the Heat in a 124-87 win in Miami. The Cavs led 62-42 at half and just kept stretching it out. That is a championship-level team. This series is likely over on Monday. Game 4 starts at 7:30 on TNT from Miami. The NFL draft concluded Friday and Saturday in Green Bay. The story, of course, was Shedeur Sanders, the Colorado Rocky quarterback and son of all-timer Deion Sanders, wasn't drafted until the final day, Saturday in the 5th round, when the Browns traded up to get him. Thought to be perhaps the number 2 pick overall to the Browns just a few weeks ago, it was perhaps the greatest slide in NFL draft history. He went 114th overall and was the 6th quarterback taken, the 2nd taken by the Browns. They also took Oregon's Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round. Cam Ward went to the Titans with the 1st pick. Jackson Dart went 25th to the Giants. Former Purdue and Louisville quarterback Tyler Shaw was the only one taken in the 2nd round by the Saints, 40th overall. Before Gabriel in the 3rd, Seattle drafted Alabama's Jalen Milroe. The Steelers took Ohio State's Will Howard in the 6th round, 4 picks after the Colts took Notre Dame quarterback Riley Leonard. The nation's top passer, Kyle McCord from Syracuse, went to the world champion Eagles in the 6th round. Texas's Quinn Ewers was taken by the Dolphins, and Indiana's Curtis Rauch went to the 49ers. Indiana's defensive tackle C.J. West went 113th, and Purdue's Marcus Mbo, a guard, was taken by the Giants 154th. Also on Saturday, the Vikings traded for Seahawks quarterback Sam Howell. Along with Leonard, the newest Colts are, of course, tight end Ty Warren from Penn State, Ohio State defensive end J.T. Tuimola, and Minnesota quarterback Justin Whaley. Mola and Whaley were taken in the 2nd and 3rd rounds. On Saturday, the Colts took Iowa State offensive tackle Jalen Travis, Kansas State running back DJ Giddens, Alabama defensive tackle Tim Smith, and safety Hunter Wohlers of Wisconsin. Smith went 1 pick after Leonard, when the Colts had back-to-back picks in the 5th round after a trade with the Falcons. Colts' 3rd-year head coach Shane Steichen said the new draft class, Warren in particular, will help immensely.
He's a guy, that can do it all. I mean, you guys know that. He can catch, he can run, he can throw. I mean, we might play him on defense. I don't know. The thing that's crazy, they talk about the Riggins, him growing up watching him. I mean, that's how he freaking plays. When he's got the ball in his hands, this guy's physical, run after catch. He'll lay the wood on you. He'll hurt you. It's going to bring a lot to our football team for sure.
Some other draftees of note from Friday and Saturday. The Browns took Carson Swessinger, a linebacker from UCLA, with the 1st pick on day 2. The Browns took Ohio State running back Quinshon Judkins, and the Patriots Ohio State running back Travion Henderson with the 36th and 38th picks. Michigan's Will Johnson fell all the way to number 47, and the Cardinals were glad to take him there. Nice pickup for them. TCU wide receiver Jack Beck, whose brother was killed in the New Orleans terrorist attack with Jack by his side, was taken number 58 overall by the Raiders. Notre Dame's Xavier Watts was taken 96 by the Falcons. And Jack Kaiser from Pioneer High School in Royal Center, Indiana, and Notre Dame was taken by the Jaguars 107th. Some other notable draftees: Oronde Gadsden II was taken 165th by the Chargers, 2 picks after Notre Dame tight end Mitchell Evans, who went to the Panthers. Memphis corner Kobe Minor is Mr. Irrelevant after the Patriots took him with the 257th and final pick. To the NHL playoffs, the Capitals and Hurricanes took 3-1 series leads in the Eastern Conference playoffs. The Capitals won 5-2 in Montreal, and the Hurricanes won 5-2 in New Jersey. In both of the Western Conference games contested Sunday, the Blues tied their series at 2-2 with Winnipeg with a 5-1 win, and the Oilers made it 2-2 in their series with the Kings on Leon Deschradel's overtime goal. After looking dead in the water, the Ottawa Senators took a game against Toronto 4-3 in overtime to extend the series. The Leafs will try to end the series at home Tuesday in Game 5. That game is at 7 o'clock on ESPN. The visiting team has won all 3 games in the Lightning-Panthers series, maybe the most anticipated series of the entire NHL first round. The Lightning won 5-1 in Miami Saturday after the Panthers took the first 2 games on the Bay. Game 4 is Monday at 7 in South Beach. The Knights beat Minnesota 4-3 in overtime to tie the series at 2-2. Ivan Barbashev scored the game winner on a backhander near the end of the first overtime. Game 5 is Tuesday at 9:30 in Vegas and on ESPN. And Mackenzie Blackwood stopped all 23 Dallas Stars shots in the Avalanche's 4-0 Game 4 win. That series is tied 2-2 heading into Monday's Game 5 in Dallas. To Major League Baseball, Hunter Green and Nick Lodolo both had strong starts Saturday and Sunday, and the Cincinnati Reds swept the Rockies with 8-7, 6-4, and 8-1 wins. On Sunday, Lodolo threw 5 2/3 no-hit innings and struck out 9 in his first performance off of the injured list. The Cubs lost 3-1 to Philly Sunday, but still has a game-and-a-half lead over the Reds in the NL Central. This week, the Cubs go to last place Pittsburgh and third place Milwaukee, while Cincinnati hosts fourth place St. Louis for 4 games and 13 and 15 Washington for 3. On Sunday morning, we released our MLB report with Uncle Paul, and we talked a lot about the Cubs and the Reds and the National League Central. Also, I think I found Uncle Paul a more appropriate co-host, so my vision is starting to come into focus a little bit. If you're interested in talking about sports on the Central Indiana Sports Report, particularly if you have a specialized passion, I want to hear from you. Email me at greg.mengeld@gmail.com. Again, really easy, greg.mengeld@gmail.com. Experience is preferred, but not at all required. Couple of quick notes before we get to our high school and college results over the weekend. As expected, Greenfield Central senior Braylon Mullins has been named Mr. Basketball. The UConn recruit was a McDonald's All-American. Ball State has signed former UTEP guard Devin Barnes. He averaged 10 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists last year for the Miners. And Mackey Arena in West Lafayette will host the inaugural IHSA Boys Volleyball State Championships on Saturday, May 31st. We start our high school coverage on the track. Frankton's Chelsea Newton is the girls' 800-meter champion at the Garin Catholic Invitational on Saturday. Newton won the event in 2:34.11. Hamilton Heights' Nora Rieger won the 200 and 400. Greenfield Central won both the boys and girls championships, and we had several local boys champions. Hamilton Heights won 4 events. Rudy Bowman in the 800 and 1600, Adnay Wolfgang in the 110 high hurdles, and Will Duncan won the shot put. Western's Kevin Robb won the 3200 by 29 seconds over teammate Maddox Carter. And the Panthers went 1-2 in the pole vault with Mylan Bennett clearing 13 feet to take the win in front of Camden Euler. Blake Nickham finished second in the 400 for Frankton to Garin's Hayden Carr. Yorktown won the A division narrowly over Delta, and Wapahani won the B division at Saturday's boys Muncie Relays. Yorktown took the title with a strong performance in the sprints distance, and relays, including a new meet record in the distance medley relay. Yorktown won 6 events. 5 of those were individuals. Daniel Davis in the 100, Wyatt Turner in the 1600 and the 3200. His teammate Thomas Loney was second in both. Efren Doherty won the long jump, and Adam Lynn and Julian McKay went 1-2 in the pole vault. Both cleared 12 feet, but Lynn had fewer misses. Wapahani had 4 champions, 2 relays, plus Preston McCorkle in the long jump, and Kason Thrasher in the 3200, beating teammate Jason Rahi by just over a second. For Delta, Gray Backus won the 100-meter dash, Marcus Bright took the 300 hurdles, and the Eagles won 3 of the 5 relays. Tipton's Jackson Muncie is the Muncie Relay 1600-meter champion, beating the 5-minute mark by a second. Teammate Caleb Farr won the pole vault, clearing 14.6, and his teammate Trice Marsh was second. Anderson's Jensen Schrock won the high jump, clearing 6 feet. Muncie Central's Emmanuel Taylor was the discus throw champion with a heave of 162.8, 18 feet better than teammate and runner-up Luca Pavelka. Burris finished in the top 3 of all 5 relays. Kokomo boys scored 159 points and won the Hot Dog Invitational at Logansport Saturday, beating Cass by 33.5 points. Oak Hill was 6th. Omar Daniels won both hurdles events. Jedediah Beard won the shot put and the discus, and his teammate Marcus Noy was second in the shot put. Cooper Cage won the 3200, and Young, Dorian Barber, Malachi Harper, and Davion Williams won the 4x100 relays for Kokomo. In the girls' meet, Cass edged Kokomo for the team title, and Oak Hill was 3rd, Kokomo 5th. Kokomo's girls went 1-2 in both hurdles races, with sophomore Jaslyn McKay 1st in both, and freshman Gianna Thornton 2nd in both. Oak Hill went 2, 3, and 5 in the pole vault, with Abby Sneed, Ava Keith, and Callie Newber. Clinton Prairie senior Taylor Hornbeck cleared 10 feet 3 inches. Monrovia won the boys and girls team titles Saturday at the Eastern Invitational in Greentown. Eastern was 4th and Tri-Central 5th in the girls race. Local champions were Lillian Stewart of Tri-Central in the discus and shot put, and Eastern's Ava Kantz in the 1600. Eastern had a pair of boys champions in Riley Helmberger in the 100 and Kamari Butler in the high jump. Tri-Central's Tate Stebbins won the discus, and Anderson Prep's Damari Davis won the 100-meter crown. Anderson Prep was 5th as a team, Eastern 6th, and Tri-Central 8th. Pendleton Heights finished 5th in both the boys and girls Pike Invitational races. Freshman Anya Zeller was the 800 champion, and Ava Gerald, a senior, was the 1600 champion for the Arabian girls. Gerald and Zeller also teamed up with Addison Stanley and Maddie Pfister to finish 2nd in the 4x400 relay to Fort Wayne Carroll, which won the girls' championship. Avon easily won the boys' team title. On Friday, Zeller finished 5th, and Gerald, the 3,200-meter defending state champion, finished 5th and 6th at the Carmel Distance Showcase in the 3,200. The field featured 123 of the state's best distance runners. Fort Wayne Concordia Junior and cross-country state champion Mallory Weller was the champion by 11 seconds over Chittard's Julia Score in 10:17:32. Columbia City's Kenya Leach was 3rd, and Carmel's Annabelle Pollard finished 4th. Eastbrook's Alana Bruckner finished 25th, and teammate Whitney Gall was 86th. Hamilton Heights sophomore Allie Bushy finished 48th, and Wapahani's Ava Cook was 107th. On Friday, host Madison Grant and Mississinawa won Argyle Relays Championships. Madison Grant's girls edged Shenandoah, and Mississinawa's boys beat runner-up Madison Grant. Ryland Stinger was the long jump champion for the Argyles by a 1/4 of an inch over teammates Ada Seitz, who won the 113.55 and helped the Argyles 4x100-meter relay team to victory. Freshman Piper Howard won the shot put with a heave of 36 feet 5 inches. Emma Wakeman of Mississinawa was the discus champion with a throw of 97.3. Mississinawa's boys won 5 relay races. That'll win you a lot of relay events. Freshman Andres Campos won the 100, and Ethan Loft won the pole vault for the Indians. For the Argyles, Rosen White and Boston Caudell went 1-2 in the shot put and the discus, and Blade Harris won the 110-meter high hurdles easily in 15.88. Madison Grant also won the 4x200 meter relay. We moved to high school golf, where Eastbrook won the Eastbrook Invitational easily over runner-up Oak Hill. Eastbrook shot a team score of 309, Oak Hill 324. Frankton was third in 325, and Lapel fourth with 326. Mississinawa was seventh, Madison Grant eighth, Alexandria ninth, and Blackford 10th. Aaron Folda from Eastbrook won the medalist honors by 6 strokes over Lapel's Maverick Beeson. Eastbrook's Landon Trop and Oak Hill's Trent Nelson tied for third with 74s. For Frankton, Reed Otterbach shot a 79, Isaac Fair an 80, and Roger Shepard an 81. Mississinawa's leading golfer was Jackson Scott with an 84. Bryce Yagi led Madison Grant with a 94. Riley Ridgway shot a 96 for Blackford, and Alexandria's top golfer was Carter Sovern with 100. Western ran away with the Logansport Invitational Championship Saturday, shooting a 306 as a team. Callens Verde was the medalist with a 72, and the Panthers had 3 of the top 4 finishers. Logansport was second, 22 shots behind the Panthers. Kokomo finished 8th as a team and was led by Ashton Goff, who finished in a 6-way tie for 8th with an 81. Noblesville beat Carmel by 18 strokes to win the Bob Spacey Invitational at Fox Prairie. Pendleton Heights was third as a team, 5 strokes behind Carmel, followed by Cathedral and Mount Vernon. Tipton 8th, Yorktown 11th, and Hamilton Heights finished 12th. And 3 other Noblesville teams that I'm not counting because they wouldn't be counted in a conference meet or in the postseason. It's my scoreboard show. I will do what I want. Noblesville's Tyler Marcucci is the champion with an 18-hole round of 71. Teammate Lance Decker and Fisher's Tommy Klinker were tied for second with 73s. Pendleton was led by Hayden Fox's 77. Calvin Condit was the leader for Tipton with a 79. Hamilton Heights was led by Caleb Sullivan with an 80. And Yorktown was paced by Marshall Johnston's 84. In high school baseball, Delta beat Yorktown 3-1 and Alexandria 12-3 on Saturday. The Eagles are now 7-4 and have won 6 straight. Alexandria is 9-4, Yorktown 5-6. On Friday, Alexandria lost 5-1 to Wapahani. Case and Purdue allowed just 1 run for the 6-4 Raiders, who've won 5 of their last 6. Eastbrook beat Wabash 11-1 twice in a doubleheader Saturday. Austin Michael and Kyler Hackman had strong pitching performance and earned the wins, and Hackman had 3 RBIs in both games. Eastbrook has won 3 straight and is now 8-5. Hamilton Heights swept Elwood in a doubleheader 11-0 and 9-1. Lapel lost its first game of the season 8-6 at home against Hamilton Southeastern. Riley Hudson was 2 for 4 with a double, a run scored, and the loss. Kokomo beat Westell 11-2 and host University 6-5 to win the Trailblazer Classic Saturday in Westfield. Brighton Harris scored the championship game-winning run on a pass ball in the bottom of the 7th. Kokomo is now 6-4. Blackford went 1-1 on the day with a 14-1 win over Westell and a 13-3 loss to University. Daleville scored 6 times in the final 2 innings and came from behind to beat Tri Central 6-5. Bryson Sigler had a single, a double, 2 RBIs, and scored a run for the 6-4 Broncos. Anderson went 2-1 over the weekend, beating Lawrence Central 5-0 on Friday behind Caden Kendall's 2-hitter. Then went 1-1 in a doubleheader with Connorsville. The Indians are now 6-5. Muncie Central beat Marion 7-4 in an NCC contest Saturday. Jackson Wesley was 2 for 3 for the 2-10 Bearcats. Eastern is 12-2 after sweeping Blue River in a doubleheader. The Comets won Game 1 12-0, then Game 2 5-4 with a run in the bottom of the 7th. Northeastern beat Cowan 6-1, and Canterbury got past Burris 10-4 on Saturday. On Friday, Trenner Boswell went 3 for 3 with a triple and an RBI in Oak Hill's 20-1 win over Southwood. The Golden Eagles are now 6-6. Madison Grant took another unexpected loss, 3-1 at Wabash. Levi Nelson was 2 for 3 with a double and scored for the 6-4 Argyles. Pendleton Heights is 10-0 after an 11-1 win over Lawrence North. Braden Stevenson allowed just 1 run on 2 hits and struck out 12 to improve to 2-0 on the season. Ashton Castillo and Gavin Denton held rival Northwestern to 1 run on 4 hits in Western's 3-1 win over rival Northwestern on Friday. Miles Rudy drove in 2 of the Panthers' 3 runs. Western is now 11-2. We move to softball, where Alexandria is 8-0 after Saturday's 14-1 win over Wapahani. Allie Duckworth and Brinley Humphreys had 3 hits each for the Tigers, and Alyssa Brees threw a complete game and got the win. Madison Grant is 9-2 after beating Northwestern 8-2 and North Miami 11-9. Olivia Dunham threw 4 scoreless innings against Northwestern and had 3 hits, including a double, 3 RBIs, and 2 runs on the day. Eastbrook swept Eastern in a doubleheader Saturday, 13-1 and 18-3. Gracie Elliott had 4 RBIs in the day and has 17 in her last 6 games for the 8-4 Panthers. Rylan Leonard allowed just 1 run on 3 hits in 5 innings, and Reagan Jackson homered and drove in 3 runs in Daleville's 13-3 win over Tri-Central. Kokomo went 1-1 in the Kokomo Invitational Friday and Saturday. The Wildcats beat Covenant Christian 11-5 Friday before an 11-2 loss to Ron Colley in the championship game Saturday. Kinley Martin and Emma Lease each homered for the Wildcats in Friday's win. Marion went 2-0 against Muncie Central Saturday with 15-0 and 7-0 victories. Allie Ernest threw a 1-hit shutout in the 15-0 win. Pendleton Heights went 0-2 at the Carmel Invitational Saturday. The Arabians lost to Brownsburg 7-3 and Penn 3-0 and are now 6-8. Western beat host Ben Davis 10-0, Living Water Homeschool 3-1, and Terre Haute North 5-3 to win the Ben Davis Invitational Friday and Saturday. Kylie Miller threw a 2-hit shutout against Ben Davis, and Brinley Erb went 3 for 4 with a double, a home run, 2 RBIs, and 2 runs scored in the win over Terre Haute North. On Friday, Warren Central scored in the bottom of the 5th and beat Anderson 3-2. Jason Swing was 3 for 4 with a double and an RBI for the 2-6 Indians. Lily Cash and Cameron Roten both homered in Hamilton Heights' 10-4 win over Lawrence Central Friday. Roten was 4 for 5 and drove in 4 runs. Belmont scored 9 times in the first inning and beat Delta 14-7. Ava West went 3 for 4 with a double and a triple for the 3-9 Eagles. And Cowan is 4-6 after a 12-1 home loss to Knightstown. Savannah Bowling hit a double and scored a run for the 4-6 Blackhawks. And to high school tennis, Delta won the 8-team Athenian Invitational at Martinsville, tying for the title with Lake Central with 43 points. Noblesville finished 8th. Yorktown won the Yorktown Invitational Saturday by beating Hagerstown 5-0, Centerville 4-1, and Burris 3-2 in an absolute thriller. Yorktown won 2 3-set victories to claim the win. Jillian Darby went 3-0 on the day and only lost 1 game all day at number 1 singles. Marion beat Muncie Central 3-2 and Anderson 5-0 in an NCC 3-way Saturday. Shaylee Castaneda, Ava Maroney, and the Giants' number 1 doubles team of Nyla Hubert and Abby Dow went unbeaten on the day. And Northwestern won the Logansport Invitational on Saturday. We move to college sports and start on the golf course, where UCLA won its first Big Ten Men's Golf Conference Championship Saturday at Baltimore Country Club in Maryland. IU finished 8th and Purdue was 9th. UCLA's Omar Morales is the Big Ten individual champion with a 3-round score of 7 under 203, 3 shots ahead of Oregon's Grayson Leach. IU was led by Cole Starnes in 12th and teammate Clay Merchant, and the Purdue duo of Sam Easterbrook and Kent Casau were in a 4-way tie for 15th. Ball State is tied for 5th at the MAC Championships at Grove City, Ohio, with 2 rounds to go. The Cardinals are 8 strokes behind co-leaders Northern Illinois and Eastern Michigan. Ball State's Avery Mahoney is 4th individually at 2 under, 3 behind Eastern Michigan's James Baxter's -5. Anderson's men won the Anderson Spring Invitational at Delaware Country Club Friday and Saturday by 10 strokes over runner-up Franklin. Franklin's Jordan Huxford was the medalist at 8 over. Anderson's John Mercer and Luke Laborde were 4th and 8th for the Ravens. And college women's golf, IUK is 4th after the first round of the River States Championship. Midway leads St. Mary's by 4 strokes, and the Cougars are 24 strokes behind the leaders. IUK's Haley Stegman is second individually, 3 strokes behind Midway's Marissa Phillips. The championships continue Monday and Tuesday at Glade Springs and Daniels, West Virginia. We had lots of college teams in track and field events over the weekend. IUK's women finished third, and it's been fourth at Saturday's River States Conference Championships in Rio Grande, Ohio. On Friday, former Frankton star thrower Sydney Duncan won the discus with a toss of 163 feet 8 inches to comfortably win the conference title. On Saturday, she won the shot put even more comfortably with a heave of 50 feet 9 inches. Also for the Cougars, Hannah Wells is the 3,000 steeplechase champion. Gabriel Wedmore is the River States champion in the men's hammer throw, beating Rio Grande's Rowan Gerlich by less than an inch. IUK's Evan Gaylor was third, less than 2 feet behind Wedmore and Gerlich. Rose Holman won the Heartland Men's Track and Field Championships, beating defending champion Manchester and Hanover Saturday at Berea. Anderson was ninth. Berea won the women's title ahead of Rose Holman at Manchester. Anderson was 11th. Anderson's 4x400 relay team finished second to Manchester in 4:36. Purdue won 9 events at the Illini Twilight event in Champaign. Brittany Johnson won the shot put and the discus. Her discus throw of 174 feet even is the 5th best in school history. Cameron Miller won the 200 in 20.29, the nation's 7th fastest time recorded this year. Indiana Wesleyan had 3 distance runners, Eli Fullerton, John Bainbridge, and Braden Sweet, reach NAIA standards at Saturday's Drake Relays. Fullerton set a school record in the 5,000, 14 minutes and 17 seconds. Kinley Nettles shaved 3 seconds off her personal best and finished second in the 400 hurdles at the Knights Invitational at Central Florida University. Her 58.96 was 3rd fastest in Ball State history. The Cardinals 4x100 relay team continues to fly around the track. Mariah Johnson, Jenna Oriani, Kylie Marshall, and Alana Springer finished second in 44.99. Springer was 6th in the 200. To college baseball, 11th ranked Taylor won its 9th and 10th straight games and is now 41-8 on the year after Friday's doubleheader sweep, which concluded a 4-game sweep of Marion. The Trojans beat the Knights 13-3 and 6-3 Friday. Their 32 conference wins is the most in program history, and they clinched their best regular season winning percentage in Taylor history as well. Indiana Wesleyan and Spring Arbor split a doubleheader Friday. The Wildcats won the opener 13-10 behind Trevor Bukowski's 4-for-5, 4 RBI performance. Spring Arbor won game 2, 15-4. Ball State won 2 out of 3 at Central Michigan over the weekend, winning the first 2 9-6 and 7-4 before Sunday's 4-0 loss. The Cardinals now lead Kent State by a game atop the MAC standings, with Kent coming to Muncie Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Anderson's regular season ended with 2 losses and 3 games at home against Rose Holman. The Ravens are 22-14 heading into the Heartland tournament starting Saturday. IUK closed its regular season with a sweep, 7-4 and 6-0 of Miami Hamilton in Ohio on Saturday. The Cougars ended their regular season 22-27 with 3 straight wins. The River States tournament begins Thursday in Chillicothe, Ohio. IU was swept by Iowa, including a couple of double-digit losses over the weekend in Iowa City. IU is now 23-21, 12-12 in the Big Ten. After close losses in the first 2 games of their series in Champaign, Purdue beat Illinois 20-4 on Sunday to salvage their series. Breck Noack doubled, homered, drove in 5, and scored 3 times for the 25-18 Boilermakers in Sunday's win. To the college softball diamond, Crossroads League champion Indiana Wesleyan split their regular season ending doubleheader with an 8-3 loss and 10-6 win at Huntington. The Wildcat season ends with 41 wins and at 31-5 in the conference. The conference tournament begins Tuesday in Upland, and the NAIA tournament is scheduled for May 12th through the 28th. Taylor split a doubleheader with Goshen Saturday. The Leafs won Game 1 5-4. Taylor took the nightcap 5-2. Livy Lehman went 2 for 4 with her 13th home run of the season in the win. The fifth inning home run produced a school record 62nd and 63rd RBIs of the season. Number 7, Oregon swept IU 10-4, 9-1, and 9-7 over the weekend in Bloomington. The Hoosiers are 30 and 16. And Ohio State swept Purdue 10-3, 13-4, and 2-0 in Columbus. Purdue's 26 and 20. After losing the first two games at home to Buffalo 6-3 and 5-3 in a weekend series at Muncie, Ball State won its 29th game of the year with a 3-2 win over the Bulls on Sunday. In college women's rowing, IU's rowing team was the Dale England Cup champion Saturday. In Bloomington, IU won the Varsity 8, the second Varsity 8, and the Varsity 4. Michigan State finished second and Notre Dame was third. Number 2, USC beat Indiana in women's water polo 20-5 Friday, and the Hoosiers lost 19-11 against Arizona State on Saturday. Both games were in Los Angeles. To college tennis, IUK's women beat IU East 4-2 Friday, then lost 4-0 to Midway Saturday in the River States Conference quarterfinals in Evansville. Oakland City beat Midway 4-0 to claim the conference title. Anderson's men's and women swept Hanover with a pair of 5-2 victories. And in women's lacrosse, Julia Gerald scored 4 times. Lauren Brown had 6 assists, and Kimber Weiss made 7 saves in Anderson's 13-10 win over Spalding on Saturday. And now you know everything we know about what happened in Central Indiana sports over the weekend. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoy these segments and would like to see us continue to grow and thrive, please share these segments with your friends and family. We humbly thank you in advance. The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media, and I love Susie.